We need to talk. Let me show you something. Hey Siri, how many days has it been since May 2nd, 2022?
Do you want me?
$1,165 days. That's how long I've been living in my 2004 Toyota 4Runner. I'm about ready to quit. I even didn't want to make this video because being in my 4Runner has felt more like a burden. And it's so strange because for most of that time it has given me so much freedom. And a little backstory, the whole reason why I wanted to do this is because, well, there's two reasons. Number one, I wanted to grow my photography business, and when I first started back in May 2022, my photography business was pretty flat coming out of the pandemic, and yeah, I figured if I just get on the road and I'm shooting photos and videos all the time, it'll grow my business, and it has a lot, quite a bit. Another reason is because I've always kind of toyed with the idea of living on the road in my 4Runner, or any vehicle really. I've done it for short little stints. I did a season up at Stevens Pass, living in the back of my 80s Land Cruiser 11 years ago or 12 years ago. I lived out of the back of my first Land Cruiser in New Zealand for 4 or 5 months when I was traveling around and working down there. I lived out of a Hilux in Australia for a little bit in between jobs and hostels. And then, let's see, 8 years ago I spent a summer living in my vehicle before this, which was a Toyota Tacoma. So I was no stranger to this lifestyle, but I'd never really committed to it long term. And I told myself in 2022 that I would do it, just give it 1 year. And that first year was one of the worst years of my entire life, without a doubt. And I'm sure there will be more, but yeah, it was really hard. And I was making more YouTube videos then, but during that time it was also new, and I was still kind of figuring it out. I had just turned 30, and it felt like I was starting over in a lot of ways, which kind of brings us to today. My business has grown. I'm way more busy than I have been in a long time, and this once freedom-inspired life is, yeah, it doesn't feel so free anymore. It feels like I'm being suffocated, which is probably understandable. I did a tour a long time ago, within the first few months of being on the road. I don't think many people even saw that video. I hardly ever posted on YouTube at the time, but I thought I could show you guys. I'm sure most people know how big a 4Runner is. It's not very big at all. But I always kind of shoot it in a wide angle, which kind of gives it a false sense of space. But I'll show you a little bit of how little room I have. Okay. So I've not really cleaned. I'll open this for something more light. I haven't really cleaned in here. This is kind of how it is every day. As you can see, this is how much space I have. Decent driving area, but this is where I hang out most of the time. If I'm hanging out inside my 4Runner, I hang out in the driver's seat because I can't be back in the back. There's just no room. I can kind of sit up. I make coffee back there, But that's it. This is my passenger seat. Sometimes it has backpack, sometimes it has jackets. It always has something in the front. I have my water jug, Dometic. It's great. It's broken, but it still works okay. I have hiking shoes up there. I have all of my like toiletries, as in like toothpaste, mouthwash, floss, fiber, Q-tips, stuff like that in the... You can see just what I'm talking about. Mouthwash, glass wipes, focus, sunscreen, fiber, a Gatorade bottle, not a pee bottle, but yeah. That is my, I don't know what you would call it, living room. Okay. This is my closet. This has my sweaters, my shorts and pants. Obviously it's summertime, so I don't wear any pants right now unless it's really cold. T-shirts, underwear, socks, and a jacket. Plus some like pre-made rice from Costco. I put that under here, like on the side next to my fridge, which is on the other side. We'll get to that in a second. And then I never enter the bed through here because this opening, I'm not very big, but this opening is just a little bit too small to get in and out easily. But yeah, this is obviously my bed. My platform is right here. It's very simple. I think I built it with like $150, and it's cedar 2x2, I think, or 1.5 by 1.5, and then one full sheet of plywood. I think it's birch plywood that is 1/2 inch thick. And I just spent an evening putting it together, and that has been my bed for the last almost 3 years. I think I did it in October of 2022. Before then, I slept on a backpacking pad. The mattress is probably the only reason why I haven't, like, I'm getting to 3.5 years in and I'm just now over it. This mattress is super comfortable. It's a Hest foamy wide. I'm a kind of a broad person, so having the 30 inches wide is amazing. It has been amazing. Probably the only reason why I haven't gone insane, because I can sit on it or lie on it like on my back and have room on either side, and I can roll over easily without like hitting the edge. And yeah, I use pillowcases for like curtains, so mostly because light. If I'm stealth camping anywhere, I don't want lights because light would come into my front windshield and then it would reflect off of the reflectix on my windows, and it kind of scatters the light everywhere, and it just makes it really bright. That's what the pillowcases are for like a curtain. It's super good, but kind of bad. You guys have seen this side of my 4Runner way more than any other side of the 4Runner. This is like mainly if it's like rainy and I want to be outside, I will hang out like right here, and I have the hatch to protect me from rain. Also, it's nice just to sit here in the shade if the sun is directly overhead. But with like this is this is my arms fully spread out, wider than the entire width of the 4Runner. Once again, I think my wingspan is maybe 5'10", and so that's that. And obviously, if I'm sitting up all the way, I can't. And this is the opening. So this is where I live here. But I'll show you guys like you know, it does have storage. There's like cooking, a stove, more jackets, a rug that I got from Turkey last year, pans, chair, like a bookshelf that has maybe like 10 books in it right there. On this side is my battery setup, so this is kind of like what powers everything. It's just a 1,000 watt hour, 100 amp hour battery connected to a solar panel on the roof, which I'll get to in a second. This powers my Starlink, my cameras, my laptops, my phone sometimes. I have a fan that runs. It powers my lights. Basically just it powers everything except when I'm driving I do charge my phone through an outlet at the front. It gets power from a solar panel like I said, and then it's wired into the accessory plug in the front, because I do have one back here, but for some reason this plug only pulls like 40 watts while the one in front pulls like 80, 85 watts when I'm driving. And I'll show you guys my storage. This is kind of a little bit messy because I just don't have I don't have anywhere for that stuff to go. I could throw it away, or I mean, it's stuff that I use. This usually goes, like I said, I didn't clean up at all, but this is usually in front in my coffee corner, and then like paper towels, Tupperware, washcloths, cords, lights, any kind of random stuff kind of ends up here that I use a lot, but doesn't really have like a dedicated space. This is my library. You can see these books. This is what keeps me entertained on the road, apart from work. And that is the setup. So this is where I spend like all day, every day of my life. We're up on the roof now. This is my ski, I don't know what you would call it, ski box. It's built for skis. Tall, kind of tall, not very wide, maybe like 2 feet. This is my 100 watt solar panel, which I got last year in June, I think, and it's actually been amazing. It keeps my battery full-ish. I still have to watch my power needs. I would like another panel, but I put my Starlink up in front of the solar panel, and there's not room enough for both. But yeah, this has been really awesome, and also one of those things where before this panel I was ready to quit, but I got this panel and I was like, you know what, I can keep going. If you notice a theme here, I've kind of wanted to quit before, but I improved my quality of life a little bit, and it allows me to keep going. So this, you can call it a garage, because it just has all of my outdoor gear, my gym towel, my gym clothes. It has both my tool bags, which I have a full tool set up there. Basically like everything that I could use or I could need to repair or fix pretty much anything that happens on the road. If you guys don't know, I've done all my own mechanic work since I was 17. I'm 33 now, so quick math, that's 16 years. And so it's got impact, driver, impact socket set, regular socket set, wrenches, bunch of other stuff, a bunch of other random stuff, and it fits in two bags. It's right, the camera is like resting on it. And then backpacking pad. I have some spare parts up here in case they break on my 4Runner, and I'm not stuck on the road with no parts available. Just like a couple things, doesn't really matter. But this is my garage. Without this, I don't know what I would do. Okay, so this this is my fridge. It allows me many things, and that's mostly to eat decent food on the road, which I'll get to towards the end. Another thing. I have the fridge right here. I have a little garbage can right behind the fridge. And then in front of the fridge, right there is stuff like coffee, oil for cooking, vitamins, fish oil, stuff like that. Cleaning wipes, extra fuel for my stove, like my backpacking stove, my butane stove in the front. I have wipes here for the stuff in my 4Runner. Just, yeah, garbage bags. This is like my kitchen. Right here. So, one of the reasons, like a big reason why I am kind of like, hold on. Everything is open. Everything is out and about now. So another reason, like, there's like so many different reasons. I'm sure you guys are probably watching this like, oh duh, you live in a 4Runner. But of course you want something different. But it's not that simple. It is and it isn't. I think just like because of my life, I've been really hesitant to like quit on something, which like when I make a promise to myself, I try and stick to it to the best that I can, and I can be really stubborn about the things that I say to myself. Like when I tell my there's more to living in a 4Runner than just like growing my business and living this lifestyle. It's also I want to buy a house or I want to buy land, and at some point along the way, I got it in my head that I don't actually need anything other than this. And I told myself that before I would buy a new vehicle or a new setup or really anything, like I've really just like cut back on almost all spending, I would buy land. Like it's really important to me to buy something and own a piece of land so I can build a house on it. And so I've just like put off this decision of upgrading or just like quitting this lifestyle. Really, still don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I got back to Washington after traveling for 3 months, but really I've been kind of traveling all year and then like a good amount of last year too, for work. And it just kind of like smacked me in the face when I got back. I can't do this anymore. I can't eat the way I want to eat, even though my fridge is amazing. Any type of like inclement weather and cooking becomes a huge chore, even though I don't really mind it. Cooking becomes a chore. You know, just hanging out. Like the other day it was rainy and also really just like conditions that I don't really want to be outside in, and I couldn't really do anything. And I'm just like holed up in my 4Runner, and yeah, that's kind of hard. So I've never really done like one of these like talking videos before, where I just like talk to you guys for the whole thing. And I've also never really shown the full walkthrough of my vehicle. It's not really like that, but I just wanted to give you guys like kind of an idea of like how frustrating living like this is. I know I've kind of like I told myself that I wouldn't show like the negative sides to this and just be like a positive channel, because a lot of good has come from living this lifestyle, but I figured I would kind of show you guys like what's actually weighing down on me, and that's, yeah, I can't live like this anymore. Also, yeah, I think it's just time to retire the 4Runner. It has 320,000 miles. It still runs amazing. Like it burns a little bit of oil, I think. It leaks from the valve covers. It has a couple of like maintenance items due on it that I'll probably get to this summer. But yeah, I think it's time to quit, I guess. And I didn't actually know that I would say that, but that's how I feel. And it feels really weird. Now you guys know where I'm at. I feel like as I keep talking in this video, I'm remembering all of the things. I'm remembering all of the things, like why this decision has been weighing on me. Every time I go to make a video for this channel, the fact that I live in my 4Runner is a really big deterrent. Like, even just filming this video, I think it took me like 3 days to work up the courage to actually like show you guys how I actually live and like the full setup. And I feel like it's getting to, I don't know, it just feels weird. And maybe it's not weird, but it feels weird to me to show. Like, it's so weird. It doesn't feel that strange to live like this anymore. It feels strange to show it, if that makes sense. And maybe that's just because I'm posting it on the internet for people to criticize or judge me, which is fine. But yeah, that's kind of like the inner working of my brain. I guess I'll tell you guys like what is gonna happen next. What's gonna happen next is I'm going to get a different vehicle. It'll be a multiple phase like process, just because that's how these things go. I'll still be living on the road. I'm not gonna quit that. Luckily, especially this year, this lifestyle and like my traveling this year has been amazing. And I know that I will not stop doing this. I will not stop doing this lifestyle until I own my own piece of land in this country. And even then, I will still do this until I have my own place. I'll never rent again. I know that for certain. Now that I've kind of shown you guys how I'm feeling and kind of like shared, it will allow me to kind of make more videos, because that's like the main reason why I don't make videos it's hard to make videos, is because it's a reminder that I still live in my 4Runner. But now that I've kind of gotten that out in the open for everyone to see, well, now you know, and it's not like this big mystery. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.